Welcome back to First Class English. My name is Miss Jess, and today we'll be talking about the past perfect. We'll look at some example sentences, how we use it, and how we form it. Have you seen the past perfect before? Let's see if you can find them in these example sentences. I had never seen anything like that. Can you find the past perfect verbs? Or here, he hadn't started his project yet. Had you worked there long? You're right, it's had and worked. So when do you think we use the past perfect? This is a past tense verb. It describes a past action that happens before a different action. We can also use it to describe cause and effect or imaginary situations. For example, the film had started by the time we arrived. Notice that the film is the first action, the arrival was the second. She had finished her work before she went online. Her work came before her online activity. How can it be used to describe cause and effect? I was late because there had been an accident. Or, the shop had closed, so I couldn't buy us any milk. Or imaginary situations. I wish we hadn't eaten so much. I wish I had prepared more for that exam. Have you figured out how we form the past perfect? To create it, we simply need a subject plus the past tense of the verb have plus the past participle. Remember, all subjects use the same verb had. For example, I had emailed or they had emailed. But what is a past participle? All verbs have a base form. We change the spelling to put them in the past simple. The past participle are used to talk about past tense verbs that are used with the perfect tenses. The examples here are regular verbs, so their spellings happen to be the same. However, we know a lot of verbs have irregular spellings. For example, wrote, sang, and did now become written, sung, and done. These past participles have to be memorized. What if we want to make a question? Simply change the order of the subject and the verb had. For example, had they received their books? To make a negative statement, we simply put the word not between had and the past participle. For example, they had not received their books. However, it's common in English to combine the words had and not. Compare these transformations. He had seen the film. He hadn't seen the film. Had he seen the film? Or here, she had forgotten her phone. She hadn't forgotten her phone. Had she forgotten her phone? Hold on! There are some special vocab words that we can use with the past perfect. We can use different time phrases to add details to our statements. Let's look at some example sentences. We can use for to talk about a period of time. For example, I had worked at that company for 2 years. We can use by the time to talk about an event before another action. By the time he finished work, he had missed the bus. If something is finished a short time before, we can use just. We had just missed the train. We can use already to talk about something that finished earlier than we had expected. She had already booked her flight. For situations that are expected to happen, you can use yet. My parents came home, but I hadn't cleaned my room yet. Or you can use before to emphasize the order of events. They had eaten all the cake before I arrived. Great work! Remember, we use the past perfect to talk about past events that have happened before another, cause and effect actions, or imaginary ideas. Have you subscribed to First Class English? Make sure you do so you can stay updated with our latest videos. See you next time!